Good evening, Guru and kinfolk. Welcome to the New York Studios Werewolf the Apocalypse one-shot. Tonight is going to be our first night delving into this branch of the world of darkness. So before we start, I'm going to go around the table and introduce our Guru for tonight, starting on this side of the table.
My name's Theodore Bronson.
Name's Billy Porter.
And I'm Daniel Proctor.
And my name's Elijah Israel, or by my Twitch handle, Pinoy Boy. I'll be your storyteller this evening. So, this one-shot is a part of our CBN Chronicle, so that everything that happens tonight will be canonical. Tonight is January 10th. It's around 8 p.m. Class has just gotten out. We are joining our three Guru as they leave their college classes to break away into the night air. The three of you are aware that tonight, a Ronin by the name of Bard is going to take you out into the Umbra. Kind of the cherry on top of your rite of passage. You've gotten down your litany and the traditions and basically your Guru know-how. The Guru, though, in this city particularly, have been in a bit of a quabble. Why don't we do the first roll of the night and see who's been paying attention? Let's go ahead and do an intelligence, and why don't you all give me give me a streetwise roll. Set difficulty to this is going to be a 3. So anything 3 or over is going to be a success.
2 successes.
2 successes? 2?
I got 4 successes.
Wow. Okay. Fantastic.
Luckily, I got to reroll that.
So, the three of you are very aware of what's happening within the city, within the Guru Society. Supposedly, there is a black spiral dancer by the name of Makmal who's been causing a ruckus, you could say. Hope, the alpha of the Guru, has left. She has disappeared, supposedly with Makmal. A lot of the tribes believe that she has turned tail and has joined the Black Spiral Dancers. You're also kind of hearing some conflicting things that the Black Spiral Dancers are actually pulling greater banes from the Umbra and are trying to dispatch them. You, on the other hand, have heard a rumor. A couple nights ago, you were in the Ivory Hearth. You were talking with Ulysses, and you overheard his son and himself getting into a bit of an argument. Mm-hmm. You heard that supposedly Silas has started attacking kindred within the city, and he went after a particular kindred named Dietrich. So not only do the Guru have to deal with Black Spiral Dancers in the city, there may be a possible war again within Chicago amongst the Guru and kindred. So, class is just let out. The three of you are starting to walk out into the night air. Fortunately enough, Billy does have transportation to take the three of you to the Ivory Hearth where you're supposed to meet up with Bard. And scene.
You guys ready for tonight?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm just ready to get out of here. I don't really like, being here. So
I get it. So I kind of heard something. I think we need to start being a little bit more careful than normal. There might be some kindred stuff that we're going to have to deal with. Some vampires. I kind of overheard Ulysses talking about it.
I've never really encountered him before.
They're plebs.
Plebs?
Plebs? What's plebs?
That's...
It's like, they're a small fry.
Are they weak?
Oh,
They
yeah.
can be.
Huh.
I never faced one myself, but that doesn't mean they're going to be weak,
My pops used to talk about him all the time, but I never dealt with him.
But...
Are we supposed to get going or something?
Yeah, I think we need to go meet up with him.
Where are we meeting up at?
Do you remember?
I rehearse.
I do not fucking remember, dude.
You guys remember that it's the Ivory Earth. It's a
I
bar.
remember it was the Earth, bro.
That's what I thought.
I'm glad you remembered.
All right. Are we driving or is there?
Oh
enough
sure,
time?
yeah. I got my car.
Sorry, man, I don't got any gas money. Hope that's okay.
It's fine, dude. I got it covered.
Appreciate it. You gonna be okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'll follow you.
Okay,
Let's get going then.
we go get my car.
So, as you go to get into your car, can I get a wits and alertness?
From everyone?
Yeah.
Alertness, you said?
Yeah, wits and alertness. Difficulty for this will be 7.
Can I use perception?
Yeah. No, sorry. Yeah, let's do a perception or alertness or wits and alertness, whatever is the highest.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'll keep that. So I got 4.
4? Okay. Wow.
What's the difficulty?
7.
7.
7 or higher.
Lucky on
Success.
these rolls.
So be,
4? Wow. Okay.
I rolled 7, so.
just 3.
3?
I got 2.
2? Okay. So I'll say both Danny and Teddy, the both of you see this. You're a little distracted. You're getting into your car. As you're getting into Billy's car, you see the strangest thing you've seen on this campus yet. You see about what looks like 4 female individuals. They're all wearing long white gowns. They're all walking together. You notice that the one that's kind of somewhat ahead of the pack, you could say, is she has very Asian-like features, short, very petite, short black hair, and it appears that they either have pamphlets or some sort of booklets. It looks a little cultish, and they're going up to nearby students and handing out pamphlets. But with your perception, both of you notice that the only students that they are currently approaching, they're approaching other female students.
That's really weird. Do you guys ever seen them on campus before?
See what?
Oh, we got some people kind of just walking around handing pamphlets out.
Now that they pointed it out, you can easily see them. The second they walk underneath a street lamp or sidewalk lamp, you can see them ghosting along in their long white dress. It's not necessarily a nightgown per se, but it's almost like an evening dress, but it is stark white.
Am I close enough to like walk over towards them?
You could if you'd like.
Hey, yeah, it's just really weird. I'm gonna go check that out.
All right.
Okay.
So
I'll hang back.
I'm gonna walk over and then I'm gonna spend 1 genosis point,
Okay.
and I'm gonna use heightened senses,
Oh.
and I want to like smell them.
Smell? Okay.
I have to do a primal urge and perception roll.
Why don't we go ahead and do the difficulty of that? We'll make it 3. 3 or higher is going to be a success for you.
That's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 successes.
5. Oh wow. Okay, so you're somewhat trying to creep up and eavesdrop.
I'm kind of just gonna walk walk by them sort of at a distance, but I know I can smell them from not being
Okay.
right on top of them.
So you're gonna try to do kind of a pass by,
Pass
just
by.
nonchalant. Yeah, sure. As you do this, you do notice that they walk up to another female student. It appears almost every single student they've walked up to, it's kind of creeped them out, and they immediately took the pamphlet and walked away. Hello, would you like to join our sisterhood? As you see the Asian female individual approach another student. You notice the student she approaches, just like the rest, kind of standoffish. No, I'm perfectly fine. I don't. Please, we insist. Yes, if you could please listen to Sister Sammy, we would love for you to take this pamphlet and at least see our activities. You know, she takes the pamphlet and just walks off. With your perception, though, you do smell blood. You smell it's faint, It smells like it's dried out, but the scent's there.
I'm gonna walk back towards the guys, and as I do, man, those girls are fucking weird. I'm not gonna lie. They smell like old blood.
We kind of just been watching you. Like, girls are just like running away from him, it looks like.
It's not our problem. Let's go ahead and get out of here.
Alright, let's get my Jeep Wrangler.
You get your Wrangler? Okay. As you start off your Wrangler and you take off, the three of you are actually attending the University of Chicago, these night classes. It's not a lot, but it's more education than what you could afford. Ulysses, the head of the Silver Fangs within the city, he's actually using the funds that he earns from the Ivory Hearth to send young Gru to school, and kinfolk alike. He's a bit of a grandfather figure for a lot of the younger Gru within the city. He's very wise, he's very kind, though Silas is the exact opposite to it. Silas has actually approached you numerous amount of times, and has tried to convince you to join in the fight against Makma and the other Black Spiral dancers within the city. But it almost, when you speak with Silas, that kind of gets you going a bit. Yeah, you're on board with fighting Makma, but then Silas talks about fighting every single kindred within the city. He wants to just start an all-out war, and that's when he starts sounding like a madman. So the three of you are within the Wrangler. You're heading down the road.
So, how do you guys feel about school and stuff?
I mean, this is pretty much my first time in school myself, honestly. Like, I'm kind of feeling it out a little bit,
I mean,
it's weird being in a room that other people that you don't know are teaching you. I don't know if you feel the same way.
I'm not gonna lie, when I'm in class, I kind of just, it's hard for me to pay attention. I sort of just zone out.
It's kind of easy mode for me.
Now, you're a Hamid, right?
Must be nice.
Yeah, it's just difficult, I don't really know what the whole point of us going to class is. I mean, like, you can do that and all, but like, can't we just learn on our own? Like, I guess I get to play football, but I mean, like, that's kind of boring now too.
I mean, I don't really have much to do, honestly. Like, I just kind of go at this point, It's just something to do to get out.
I just want something. I don't know, guys. I just want something more,
You gotta find yourself some hobbies, man. And like I got my stream, and that's William Breakthrough _.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch your stream, bro.
And you tell us about that every time we get into this car with you. So
saying, dude, the stream is pretty lit.
It's really hard for me to understand that.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
It's just the whole point of you just, I guess, communicating with people that you can't even see and you can't feel them, and there's no connection. There's no connection.
Oh, there is a connection. It's just
internet connection. That's about it.
Sure, but like they basically pay to watch me, man. Like, I don't know. It's a personality, really. But like, no, I'm trying to find Peppy on Animal Crossing, man. People are like coming every day to make sure. Like every time I go to the
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now. You've said the last 3 sentences, and I didn't understand.
Do you
what
even
happening.
get out? Like, do you even go to like?
When was the last time? When was the last time you actually went into the like?
I'm freaking driving you guys around right now. What do you mean?
When was the last time you went to a park? Never mind.
A park?
Never mind.
I mean, I could. I could take my Switch there.
So, obviously, the two of you, both Teddy and Danny, it's hard for you to understand Billy. Billy is a glasswalker. They have the highest population within the city. Fortunately, the glasswalkers have nothing to do with Ulysses and Silas's ward. They don't even show up to most of the mutants. The fact that the three of you are friends, fortunately, brings at least one glasswalker to the moot.
You know, I need to take you to Andy's sometime. You know, you ever been at Andy's?
No,
That
where's
jazz
Andy?
club?
Where's Andy? Jazz club?
Yeah. Do you like jazz?
I mean, sure, yeah. Yeah. I mean,
You might even like it too, you know?
Loud noises in concerts kind of freak me out.
Really?
And yeah, it's just a little overwhelming for me. Like you guys know, right? Like you guys know, I wasn't born like Billy.
Are you like?
I was a lupus. Like I know that's kind of why I seem a little antisocial. Kind of pull myself back from you guys a lot, but
okay, man.
It's no problem. You know, myself, Metis over here. You know, I was kind of, my grandfather kind of kept me sheltered, so you know, it's a learning curve. You know, we try to find our own way. That's about it.
yeah, it's just no, like that's why I was bringing up the school thing. Guys, I don't know how much more I can honestly take it.
Do you need like help?
No,
You need a tutor
there's no
or
help for. I can't go to a fucking psychiatrist and be like, hey, I spent the first few years of my life as a fucking wolf. Like, you understand? Like, I didn't even understand the concept of years. I don't even know how long I was a wolf. All I know is that when I finally came into to who I am now, your only concerns beforehand were food, water, shelter, prey, rival predators, and then to have a spark of cognitive thought, it makes me wonder, like, is this right now just another unenlightened thing?
I mean, it's possible, you know, but realistically, if you look at it, everything that you just described, none of that really changed. If you look at it, you know, being human or wolf, we all want the same thing.
It's just more complicated now.
Yeah. But you got people like me, people like Billy. You know, you're not alone at the very least. You know, we were lucky to find each other at school. I mean, if you hadn't gone to school, would you met us?
Yeah, well, you know, Ulysses and everything kind of forced me into doing that, so it's better than doing what my pops was doing. So let's let's hurry up, 'cause this Jeep is cramped as fuck.
I could put the top down, dude.
Please, God, you know it's January, right? I mean, you're gonna freeze your ass off.
Oh man, that was a good point.
I'm pretty good, to be honest.
Okay. So as the three of you are driving, you're almost within the Ivory Hearth. You have the top down?
No.
No? Okay.
We were already driving.
Alright. As the three of you pull up to the Ivory Hearth, finally, within the night sky, it's a lot harder to see the stars and the moon with all the light pollution from the city. But as the clouds break away, you see the full moon. For the three Guru, please add a point of rage to your pool.
I'm so angry!
As that light illuminates the sky and basks within the moonlight, the three of you step out of the Wrangler and begin heading towards the bar. You feel this primal urge stir within you, that beast that you contain. It claws and it tears at your chest. Just the sight of the moon warms your heart and lungs and fills you with that power to defend Gaia.
It's gonna be a good night.
Yeah. It's gonna be hard. He's not.
Yeah, bro, he's bringing the fucking hype now.
Yeah. You feel better now?
Yeah, I feel good. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right.
And just as he did react, you do feel amped, you feel empowered, but you're a little bit more reserved there, Teddy. As you three break into the Ivory Hearth and you enter into that bar scene, the Ivory Hearth is it's a rather nice establishment, very Germanic architecture. The building is mostly masonry and ornate woodwork. As you go into the bar, you notice that several wooden steins align the wall near the actual bar. There's long wooden tables that it almost looks like a meat hall. And within the center of the room, on the stone floor, you see a hearth. The fire is lit. You notice that it's underneath a billow of a chimney. It's the hustle and bustle of the bar room, and the noise fills your ears. You know that typically within the Ivory Hearth it's just Garou and kinfolk. Not too long, you hear Silas come over the crowd.
That's enough. I did what was right. Now you need to calm down, boy.
You see Ulysses and Silas arguing within the corner once again.
This is what I was talking about, guys.
What would the three of you like to do?
I'm gonna move up, listen to this confrontation.
Confrontation.
Yep.
I'm gonna move up with him.
See Ulysses grab Silas by the shoulder.
If Bard did not come in that... Hey, Bard!
You notice the bar stops. You hear a stein drop onto the table, and they all shift and look towards the two of them arguing.
If Bard did not stop you, you would have started a fucking war, you ignorant. Fuck you.
And he swaps his father's arm to the side.
Where's Hope now, huh? Where the fuck is our alpha?
You can hear a pin drop as he starts to parade around the middle of the bar.
Tell me! Where's this Avatar guy at? No, she's out fucking around with her father, Mokmal, and the other Black Spiral dancers, and just bringing about the apocalypse. No, let's just let fucking Gaia get demolished and desecrated. You've all forgotten. You've all gotten weak.
Silas starts walking up to the three of you, adorned in his leather cut. On the back, you notice a flaming crown. Silas also is part of a bit of a gang. His father is a bit retired from that whole entire part of his life. But Silas and some other Garou and kinfolk are much alive with it. Leather cut, bald head, cleanly shaven. He has a fine, trimmed beard, bright blue eyes, Caucasian, stands around about 6'2". He approaches the three of you.
And shit, Dad, you're sending these pups to fucking school? We got a get offenderist here. Hell, probably the last one in the city. And he's studying algebra. Fucking great. Go take a walk, Silas.
And he storms out of the Ivory Hearth. You see Ulysses, or Jones is what he goes by. He takes a seat at the bar and rubs his forehead, fingers over towards the barkeeper for a drink.
That was rough.
Dude is big mad right now.
Very.
Heated. Was kind of getting me a little, not gonna lie,
All right.
I mean, to be completely fair, I don't want to say this to Ulysses, but I could get behind what he was just saying. I don't know about you guys, but keep that on the back burner, you know?
Sure.
We probably should get over before we just make him mad. You know, we don't want to get on the wrong side of anybody right
I'm
now.
gonna move over and start walking towards the bar.
As the three of you begin walking towards Ulysses, you come up behind him. He's wearing his cut also, except for his is denim. It's a little worn. You notice the logo is a bit peeling off. He has long gray hair, scraggly beard. He also has piercing blue eyes, just like his son. Though you do notice that his left eye is clouded. Also, he has several scar marks across it. For whatever reason, either it happened with some sort of supernatural effect. You're not entirely too sure. He should have healed from this. He is a guru.
Mm-hmm.
And the three you approach.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Boys, sorry you had to, hear that. How was school?
School is school, you know. My buddy here's kind of having issues with that, but, you know, we make it work.
Yeah, it's just hard to adjust to it.
I understand that. I just, it seems pointless. You, on the other hand, Billy, you're probably acclimated to it.
Yeah, it's easy peasy, dude.
But it's for you to blend in. To have somewhat of a human life.
I got ABC Family. I've been watching Big Wolf on campus. It's been helping a lot.
I don't know what that is, but
Hey, you took my advice.
Yeah, it's a great
You should watch that.
show. It's a great show. Yeah.
it's tonight. I'm gonna send you boys on a sacred hunt.
What?
So, I'm sure you know about sidestepping and about
Yeah,
transitioning into the Umbra. Bard's gonna take you out, and he's gonna turn you loose. He's gonna summon a spirit for you all, and you go hunting.
Yeah! Alright, let's do it, guys!
I mean, his tenacity is kind of infectious. I'm gonna.
Whoa!
You're looking tough right now, dude.
Should we all do that?
What?
What he just said? Do that again.
To what?
You were like pumped up. Do the woo thing. You
You
did
talking
pretty.
about you can't just feel it?
I mean, come on, do it again. All right, please. I'm begging you.
Whoa!
You want to do it?
You hear Stein slapping onto the table. It is pretty well known that the three of you are going to be going out on this sacred hunt. The bursts of howls and cheers shatter throughout the bar. Steins get passed to the three of you, and they're put in front of you.
As soon as I grab it.
Down it. Slam the table.
Whoa! Shit, bro. Alright, let's fucking go, dude.
See, this is why I like having you around, Teddy. You got it. You got it figured out on that side. You know.
See, as the three of you are celebrating with the rest of the Gru and kinfolk within the bar, you see Ulysses' wrinkled face. A smile cracks across it. His clouded eyes squints as he looks at the three of you.
Well, have fun tonight, boys, and just try not to get in too much trouble, okay?
I'm gonna take my hat off, showing like, you know.
All right. So if you take off your hat, the two of you are fairly familiar with Danny. He does unfortunately not have much of ears at all whatsoever. It's part of his deformity as a Matisse.
Thank you for believing in us. You know, I really appreciate it.
Of course. You are the future. I think don't let Silas's talks get in your head. I have not given up on defending Gaia. And I hope you learn a bit tonight about that. You'll learn some of our old ways. A little dated. And I do think we may have to come to some compromises in the future.
Yes, honored warrior. My dad told me that I come from a very long line of pure-blooded, strong warriors.
Yeah.
And I hate him with every ounce of me. I'm gonna show him.
Go ahead and give me a stamina and primal urge roll. And I'm going to set the difficulty of this to 4.
going to be 4 successes.
Okay. As you think of your father and there's the sheer fact that he turned tail and joined Makma, it fills you with this unbridled rage. You actually compose yourself and you contain the beast within, and you keep yourself from shifting. As you regain your composure, go ahead and gain another point of rage.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I'm gonna go ahead and put my hand on his shoulder. You know, I'm glad that you're able to compose yourself. You know, when I try to think of my parents, they unfortunately passed from the worms. So anything that I can do to help, you know, that's what I'm here for. You know that.
Let's get with Bard. I'm ready.
You ready? You ready?
I'm ready.
Fucking ready, dude.
Let's get the show on the road.
So, as the three of you begin to set your drinks down and begin to head towards the exit, as Bard is walking in at this point. He appears to have some sort of security guard uniform on. You're aware from your past lessons, this isn't the first time he showed up in his uniform. He works at a place called Terra Technologies. It is some sort of eco-friendly tech company, as far as you know. As Bard starts walking up, he has mid-length brunette hair. His beard is now decently trimmed and well kept. Also has a bit of a blue hazel eyes. He's probably within his mid-30s is what you pin his age at. As he starts approaching the lot of you.
All right, you three boys ready for tonight?
As ready as we can be.
Yes, sir.
He's pumped, so you better be ready for that.
How you doing in that bar?
Well, I just got off of my shift, so
Yeah. You look good in your uniform, bud.
thanks. I'm definitely gonna change out of this.
As you look at him, you notice he does have a full badge and key card and what have you.
Well, Ulysses, everything all right here? Yeah, everything's fine. Just you boys get going.
Let's go.
All right. Well, my vehicle's out front. I'll drive you boys.
What do you drive, Bard?
Yeah, it's nothing great. As you start walking out with Bard, and you see a really shitty Aerostar parked out front. It's rather rusted to hell. It barely looks like it could drive. It's a really off-putting brown color.
It's a really nice car, Bard. It looks like it blends in real well.
Yeah, that's at least he has a car, you know.
True. I'm not knocking it. Gets you point A to point B, bro.
Yeah. Well,
Ulysses says that this summer he's going to let me try to learn how to drive the motorcycles.
Ew, he's gonna ride some motorcycles.
I feel better than a car. I don't like cars.
You should get yourself a Lamborghini Aventador, dude.
I don't. What is that? Spanish?
It's like
It's Italian.
it's a really
Italian.
Yeah. Real nice fucking car, dude.
I'm good.
I don't think you can afford that.
True.
That's rude.
all right.
I'm gonna go get in the van.
As Bard starts taking off his uniform, and he strips down to just a plain white tee. As he gets in, what's the seating position? Who's riding passenger with Bard, and who's getting in the back seat?
I mean,
I'm gonna get in the
back.
back seat because it's more open.
yeah, I'll be in the back with him.
Is it because I'm assuming there's no seats. It's probably like side wall benches.
There's seating. It looks like the middle seat was taken out, so there is a bit of a...
Wherever there's the most room.
Yeah, so the back seat would be the most
Yeah.
room.
Ain't no bitch, I'll get in the front.
Yeah, and I'm gonna sneak in with him.
All right. So, as the three of you pile into the Aerostar, you begin to take off.
All right. So I'm gonna be taking you boys out to it's called the Phoenix Gardens. It's right outside the. It's a museum of science and industry, I guess.
The three of you are pretty aware of this location within Chicago. It's a family museum just off into the south side of Chicago. Three of you have actually been there before. You've taken a couple field trips out there when you were younger. It's a rather nice place, though the three of you haven't really messed around within the Phoenix Gardens.
It's a real nice place to get into the Umbra. It's rather calm there. There's not a lot of warm activity, so I think 3 will just do fine. And the Summit Force, Ingling, it's a minor spirit. You 3 of you even know what I'm talking about right now.
No, not quite.
No idea, dude.
I'll be honest with you.
Tell you what. Let's go ahead and do an intelligence, and you can either give me a cult, or you can give me a. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this occult or enigmas.
Oh shit!
Difficulty is going to be 6 and up. So six successes.
3 successes.
3,
4.
4.
So,
It takes you guys a little bit because you haven't heard the name tossed around a whole lot, but you're aware it's a minor spirit. It's nothing too grandiose. It can defend itself if it needs to. Typically, sacred hunts are celebrations within victories over the worm, or it's a hunt that typically happens after a moot. So the fact that the 3 of you are actually going to get to go on a sacred hunt, just the 3 of you on your own, is a pretty big deal, especially with it being in towards the end of your rite of passage. Alright. Could my 3 guru, so the 2 that are sitting in the back, the difficulty of this is going to be, I'll say 6. For you, though, it's going to be 4. Go ahead and give me a perception and alertness.
Wow, just 1.
Just 1? Okay.
4.
4?
Reroll 10s, correct?
Okay.
Okay, so that would be with the 10, it's a 5.
5. Okay. It's a little hard for you to notice this, but the 2 of you do notice. Bard has something new on him. As you look at him as he's driving, you notice his wedding band, but you also notice a new ring on his fingers. The ring is silver, and it has a red gem on it. The interesting part about it is that it has a crescent moon on the side of it. You haven't seen him wear this before. Also, the fact that it's possibly silver, it kind of squint at it, like, you know, silver hurts you.
Bard, are you wearing silver?
Is that what that is?
Friend gave this to me. So,
What friend?
it's a friend of a friend.
No.
Oh,
They not know that you don't like silver?
Well, I'm pretty sure they're aware of it. It's just, don't worry about it.
Oh.
It's a bit of a personal kind of thing.
Oh. Yes, sir.
if you say so.
All right.
So, as the 3 of you begin heading towards the Phoenix Gardens within Chicago, you eventually do pull up. He does go back towards the back of the museum. He's not quite going within the parking lot. He parks off in some offshore road, and he gets out of the vehicle.
All right, boys. From here, we're hoofing it. So,
Sounds good with me. I'm gonna open the door.
As soon as he opens it, I immediately get out of the van.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna get out and shut the door behind me.
Get out and
So as before you get out of the vehicle, the air is crisp. It's actually not as cold outside. It's probably around 30 degrees or so. Though with your hot blood, this is nothing. If the 3 of you felt like it, you could run through a winter night shirtless. As of right now, it's clear skies, no snow falling right now, but there is a blanket of snow within the ground. As Bard begins leading the 3 of you into the wilderness, into this man-made park, basically. You start approaching a bridge that crosses over into the actual Phoenix Gardens. You start to notice that a lot of the architecture around here doesn't quite match the rest of the city. A lot of it's very is Asian architecture, very ornate statues and different lanterns that are spread out. There's fine brickwork that lines the ground. There's several plants and brush. They're withered and decayed from the winter. Though looking around, this is very man-made. A lot of the stuff that is here is not supposed to be here. You pass a couple metal sculptures as you begin heading towards this body of water. Bart stops.
All right. Now, we're going to try a side step.
What's the water?
You notice it's a rather sizable. It almost looks like a lake.
Oh, it's like a lake?
Yeah, it's a large pond. It's
Okay.
a
I'm going to
large
go ahead and
body
reach
of water.
down towards the water. I'm going to just go ahead and take a scoop of hand and just...
As you break through some thin ice and take some water in.
Oh, it's
All
cold.
right. Now, I want you to real focus. Probably closing your eyes will help focus. I want you to try to will yourself into the Umbra. I'm going to try to break through the gauntlet.
Ooh, we don't have to go into the water, do we? I don't really do good with water.
I'll explain that after, just in case something happens.
Okay.
Something that happens. What does that mean?
You notice he steps away from the three of you. And he waits for the three of you to attempt to breach. So, stepping sideways, I will need a Genosis roll. So go ahead and give me your, you're just going to use the pull that's from your Genosis, and then you're going to roll. I am going to need let's go ahead and say a difficulty of 7. Whew.
I got one.
2.
2. 1, 2, 2. 1, 2, 2. Billy, you try to focus real hard. The three of you, as you try to break through and tear through, you begin to see it. It begins to, as the veil begins to tear, you start to see red strands. They are crisscrossed. It almost looks like several red luminescent wires that are crossed with each other. You notice these strands begin to break apart and open up, and you start to see the Phoenix Gardens in a different sort of light. As this happens, you quickly start to make out something moving within these strands. Could I get a perception roll from the lot of you? I will need perception and alertness, and difficulty of this is going to be set to 4.
Are we still within the hour? Are we still within an hour when we left the college?
Yes.
So my heightened senses are still on then, because it lasts for an hour.
Mm-hmm. No, actually, I say it's a little. Oh, you're saying from the college till now?
Till now.
Tell you what, I'll still give you it.
Okay.
I got 2.
2?
Yep.
2?
I got 3.
3?
Got a couple boxes in there, unfortunately. Had a couple boxes.
Reroll.
I got 1, but I also had a 10.
Yeah, that's how I got mine.
What was the difficulty?
I believe it's 4.
That's 8.
8. Woo. Okay. So the two of you, you notice movement. You see long red legs as they begin to scramble towards you. You understand, you see it. You see several large, very large spiders. They're red, translucent. They're about the size of a house cat. They begin heading towards where you guys are breaching into the gauntlet.
Big fucking spiders!
And they come up and they get and they begin sealing the tears that the three of you made.
What are you laughing at? What the hell was that?
You guys probably ran into pattern spiders.
All I saw was red. There were spiders?
Yeah, big ones, like the size of cats.
Yeah, they
What the fuck?
they work for the Weaver. They help maintain and keep everything static. All right, let's move on. Now, when you're trying to step sideways, it's always good to do it around a reflective surface, body of water, mirror, something, and it helps us focus. Especially when you're trying to do it, say you're out in the middle of the city, and you need to get away and get into the Umbra. Try to find a reflective surface like a window or a mirror. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, that makes
It
sense.
allows you to peer into yourself, lets you concentrate a little easier. Now, I want you boys to try it again. Alright? This time, stare at the reflection of the ice.
I peer over the water then. And then concentrate.
Look into the water.
He's led you to a rather small platform island that was just over the bridge. You overlooked the surface of the water. The difficulty is now lowered to 5, so anything 5 or over is considered a success.
This was the Gnosis, correct?
Correct. 2.
1, 2,
3.
3. Okay. You notice at this point, it looks like Bard's also concentrating too. You begin to see a rather large tear. And you see the webbing as he begins to push through. You notice his hand, the second it gets in contact with this red strand, as the hand with the ring makes contact, he easily pulls it to the side and spreads it across. And they begin to dissipate and tear as it touches this hand.
Alright, boys. Go in. Go on through.
I'm gonna go ahead and move in.
I'm moving after him.
I'll go through.
Alright, as you pull through and you
I really hope those spiders aren't here.
So afraid of spiders?
Yeah, they're just bugs.
So, as the 3 of you break through the hole that Bard made, you find yourself in a completely different world. Somewhat. Some of the same surroundings are within your eyesight. You notice the bridge, though it's a little warped, a little bit more whimsical. You notice bright blue lights pulsating throughout the night sky. As you look closer, they almost look like amoebas or small, petite jellyfish, maybe about the size of a small apple, as they begin to float through the air. Besides the rather large moon that is now in the sky, these small creatures, they illuminate your surroundings. And you notice that everything's blanketed in snow. The trees are a lot larger. The ice seems thicker. Colors seem a little bit more vibrant. Hues adjusted somewhat. For a cinematic reference for you all, the movie Avatar. That kind of surrounding, you find yourself within this umbra.
Alright, boys.
It's nice in here.
It's actually pretty lit in here, man.
It's gorgeous.
Why don't the 3 of you get to run around a bit before we start? It's a rather safe place I scouted out before, so no need to worry.
I'm gonna take all-star runner.
Alright. As you notice, he jets off, and you're just gonna sprint through.
Yeah, I'm just gonna I'm gonna run and just slide across the ice.
Okay. You notice as he begins sliding across the ice, it's thick. I mean, it's a couple feet thick. Like, you would really have to bash through to break into the water, if there is water. It's like like I said, a rather whimsical, magical place. You begin observing the area where you would see skylines and buildings, but you don't see that. You see just pure nature. You look back towards the bridge that you're on, and it's woven with branches and different logs. It seems rather natural. Nothing here seems man-made. Those Asian themed lanterns, those stone lanterns that embedded into the ground, are now just stacked pebbles and large rocks. They are lit though, but it's with a primal fire.
Before I take off to him, I'm gonna take my hat off and hand it to Bard. Hey, can you hold this for me?
Yeah.
Thank you. And I'm gonna run off and like slide across the ice on my knees like a rock star.
I'm gonna try to surf across the ice.
You try to surf across the ice. You're sure kind of like slide. Tell you what, for everyone that's sliding on the ice, why don't we do a dexterity and athletics? Definitely for maintaining balance is going to be a 3.
6, 7. Wow, 7. Oh boy. Shout out to the old vampires.
8.
8? Okay, so both Teddy and Danny, they are just spinning circles around you, Billy. It gets you dizzy somewhat. You don't quite hit the ice and lose your balance, but you're catching yourself. You're not as graceful as these two as they slide around. All right.
Come on, Billy. You gotta get more into it. You know.
I'll fucking get it. Hold on.
I believe in you.
It's just really slippery.
Yeah, ice is slippery, usually.
Well, yeah. No shit.
Yeah, as soon as I get to the other side of the ice pond, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get onto the bank of it, and I just want to start like smelling the air.
Start smelling the air. As you begin smelling the air, I'm just gonna go ahead and give this to you. It smells, I want to say exactly sweet. It's not like sugar or anything along those lines, but it's the same, somewhat similar sensation. It's pleasant. The air is fresh and full. You feel alive here. It's nothing like being in the city. You feel free.
How you feeling there, dude?
Oh, I'm feeling alive, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, you don't feel it? This place is fucking amazing.
I can tell you're in your element.
Should we try Wolf, right? Thinking? You thinking what I'm thinking?
Well, let's ask Bart. I don't know if we have to do something.
He said that we could just run free for a while. I mean, I don't see why not. He kind of let us off the leash, so to speak. I'm down if you guys are down.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna run back over to Bart.
As you run back over to Bard. So what do you think?
Well, this place is absolutely incredible. I feel absolutely alive, and I can do anything here. So what are we gonna do here?
Now calm down. Before I turn you off in the hunt, I want you to keep in mind, it feels great here, yeah. Especially when everything's intact. There's not a lot of pollution. There's not a lot of desecration to Gaia. But with that, it is easy to get lost here. The Umbra is a lot larger than you think. A lot of other worlds, a lot of other untrodden paths you can find yourself on.
So existence is bigger than, again, more than I thought.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, the gods! Oh god!
What do you think he's yelling about now?
I had no idea.
Should we go check on him?
Sure.
I'm gonna slide my way over. What do you?
It's bigger than everything!
Oh God. Bar, man, you gotta ease him into this. Look at him.
It's bigger than everything!
Oh my God.
All right. Now,
It's kind of fun though.
I'm gonna summon the spirit force. Well, why don't you boys get ready? Why don't you go ahead and shift?
See, I told you, we're just gonna let us off, right? Just stay with us.
please?
So out of character, when they shift, do clothes destroy or?
Yes.
Okay.
Unless you have a particular, I believe it's fetish, that keeps clothes intact for you.
All right, then. So I'm gonna start stripping.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna strip too.
I mean, it's been a while, but
A couple days getting naked, man.
it's cool.
Fuck this shirt, man!
Yeah,
Yeah!
I'm not gonna do that because I like my shirt.
I'm not doing that either.
All right.
He's
Really aggressive for just turning. I mean,
Okay,
that's what you are.
so go ahead and give me a stamina and primal urge roll.
I'm gonna go ahead and go into Krinos form.
Okay.
I'm gonna go into lupus.
Okay. All right. You guys can see the difficulty there, so go ahead and roll. Let me know what successes you get.
So we can pick whatever we want to choose.
Correct.
Yeah. I'll choose a hit his bow.
Hispo?
I got 3 on that difficulty 6. Turn into lupus.
Okay. Basically, I need just at least one success.
Okay.
Yeah. So then 3 successes.
I got 4.
So you're doing Hispo, you're doing Krinos, and you're gonna be a Lupus.
Lupus.
Okay. You watch as Teddy begins to shift into his war form. He grows around 9 feet tall, rather broad biceps and shoulders. You see his Bard begins to shift too in his war form. Danny, on the other hand, as you begin to shift into Lupus, it's a small, sizable wolf. Though Billy decided to turn into his boat form, and it's a rather a lot larger, more feral-looking wolf. Do you have particular fur patterns that you have in these forms?
I'm basically a large gray wolf with dark streaks of gray going from the top of the head all the way down to the tail.
I'm mostly gray with like a white patch.
I'm mottled. So I have patches all over basically.
Okay. Alright. So, as the three of you begin to shift and change, you notice Bard is shifted into his war form. Gray fur, splotches of silver here and there, piercing blue eyes. He begins to walk towards the middle of the ice. He approaches this rather large island with several huge evergreen trees. As he does, you notice he kneels down onto the ice and he puts his palm on top of it. You see as his breath leaves and fumes throughout the winter air. As he does, you notice it begins to snow. As the snow begins to come down, why don't the three of you give me a perception and alertness? It is going to be a difficulty of 8.
So if you roll a 10 and then you roll again and it's another 10, do you roll that again?
Yeah. Keep
Yeah,
going.
go ahead, actually.
Okay. So that would be 3 then for me.
Okay. 3?
0.
0. Okay. So, Billy, you don't notice this. You're a little taken back with just the sheer savage display of Teddy shifting into his war form. He's a lot bigger in this form than the two of you. Though in your Hisbo form, you are rather sizable. You're roughly about, I would say, about 7 feet long. The two of you notice, though, breaking through the tree line, you see something luminescent, something bright, something green. You see it's a quadruped. It's walking on all fours. It's large. You see as it begins to break through the tree line, it looks like a giant stag. It's large antlers, tufted chest. It is this luminescent green spirit. As it breaks into the opening and begins to approach Bard. As it gets closer and closer, it's big. This is a big boy. It's about 10 feet tall. as it comes up to Bard within his war form. And it's just about a foot over what Bard stands at. It comes down and it meets his nostril against the head of Bard, and you see Bard is very serene. He's very calm, collected. His arms are draped to his sides, and as these two beings meet and they connect, it's almost, you sense that they're doing some sort of language that you can't understand or even hear for that matter. You see as Bard stops and he turns around and he starts walking towards the three of you.
Alright, boys. Get ready. Go. Alright, as the three of you launch out, why don't we go ahead and do a dexterity and athletics. And I'm going to set the difficulty of this of 6, and let me know how many successes you get.
You said difficulty 6?
Difficulty 6, and let me know how many successes you get.
2.
2.
1.
Five.
Okay, so Theodore just takes off. He's gone. Closely behind, and this makes sense. Lupus form is the faster of the forms. You take off, and you're falling right behind Teddy. Billy, on the other hand, you kind of, in excitement, you kind of do that thing where dogs start to slide on a very slick wooden floor as they're trying to get away and they're scared. And you take off right after Danny. Now I need a roll.
You just do ghosts running.
So as the three of you jet after the spirit, it darts into the wilderness. The three of you begin to slam through the brush, tear through the branches and twigs, and as you have a clear sight of it. Of course, it's glowing green. And this umbra is a lot larger. You start to delve into a rather vast forest. You come to an opening, a clearing. It's this circular shape with the tree line. You see long, what looked like if it was summer or spring, long grass that has now wilted down and has snow draped upon it. The stag breaks through the brush, and you see puffs of snow break through the air. And again, even though you're on a hunt, you feel calm. This run is exhilarating. You're like breathing air for the first time. This exhilaration of running after the stag at full speed in your Kronos form. So, need another round of dexterity and athletics. Going to set the difficulty of this to 6. And again, just need to know successes.
2.
4.
Damn, 2 1s. Alright, so that's 2.
So 4 Billy, 2 Danny, and
4 for me as well.
4. Okay. Now at this point, you've caught up and you're running side by side with Teddy. You actually, the two of you, it's weird. You're not even talking to each other. You're just running side by side. You catch a glance, and it's almost instinctual. You begin to flank off, and you spread off. You begin to flank the stag. You start running on the sides of it. Billy, you actually you begin to catch up with the rest of the pack, and you come up the rear, and you look towards both Teddy and Danny, and you have some sort of communication going on. You feel like you can talk with each other without really talking. See?
As they're running on the side, I'm gonna break lead. I'm gonna move in rear towards you guys.
I'm gonna try to go for the legs.
I'll keep chasing right behind.
Alright, I'm gonna try to break ahead of it.
Okay.
I'm gonna go.
Alright. So why don't you go ahead, at this point, give me a stamina and athletics roll now. Difficulty of this is going to be, we'll go ahead and make this 6 still. Okay. So 6.
That's 6.
Oh wow. Okay. So 6, 3, 3. The two of you begin to get into position, almost in sync. Teddy, on the other hand, you're excited. You're on a hunt. With that amount of successes, why don't you go ahead and add another point of rage?
I forget our stats change after we.
Yep.
Next round.
Yeah, when I'm in Krenos form, my
I
stamina
was like, man,
is,
I'm rolling really shitty. You guys get like 8, 9.
Mine's 6 is Krenos.
Get the fuck out of here.
Krenos gets a +4.
You
Or
actually
+3.
begin. You go for a pounce, and you get in front of this stag. It rears back with its hoofs as it comes to a complete stop. As it does, it comes low to the ground and it swings its antlers back and forth, try to defend the three of you off. Alright, so who's going to strike first?
I wouldn't pounce, and I'm gonna try to, since I'm in Krenos form, grab the antlers.
Okay, so since you're going to try to go for a grapple, why don't you go ahead and give me a strength and brawl?
And if he does that, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go for the hind legs.
Hind
Try
legs,
to get it
okay.
off his feet.
Alright, let's go ahead and let him do his roll first, and then we'll go to your roll. Difficulty of this is going to be we'll make it 6.
I was like, what is this?
7.
7? Okay. Alright, go ahead and make your roll.
What am I rolling?
Go ahead and you're trying to go for a bite.
Yeah, for the legs. trying to
Go
get
ahead
this.
and give me a brawl and strength, or dex and strength, or whatever. No, sorry. Strength and brawl, or dex and brawl, whatever's the highest.
Four.
4? Okay.
That was a good match.
Okay. You get a firm grasp on its antlers. At first, it was a nanosecond of hesitation as you go in to grab it, thinking you may not even grab this thing, and it's solid. As you go to bite, it is now thrashing. Give me a dex and athletics.
And a 6, right?
Yep.
Just 2.
Alright. So you're going to take 1 point of lethal. As you went in for your bite, the second Teddy went to grab, he started thrashing his hind legs, instinctually knowing that he's getting attacked in the rear. You take a hoof right to the face as you... Alright. Billy, what are you doing?
So I imagine you had him extended, right?
He's
I
currently...
don't hold him. Yeah, it's not my turn yet, so I can't do anything else other than hold him.
I want to come up slowly on the side and then pounce towards the jugular.
Toward the jugular?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and give me... I'll go ahead and make that strength. Either strength or dex plus brawl. Whatever's the highest pool for you.
Difficulty?
6.
Four.
4? Okay. Alright. Tie goes to my player. And you say you're going towards its jugular?
Yep.
You watch as Billy comes up, and as you get a firm grip on the antlers, you raise his throat up. You watch as Billy latches on. Alright, it is now your turn. Though I will need a strength and athletics from you first. Difficulty will be set to 6. 5. Okay. As you begin to toss and tussle with it, it finally breaks free. And it snatches out of the bite of Billy and begins to back up. It's still your turn.
I'm gonna try to leap up and land down on its side. I want to take my jaws and sink into the back of its neck and sort of drag it down to the ground.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and give me a. We'll make that a strength and athletics. Not athletics, but a brawl. So strength and brawl.
Difficulty?
6. Oof. Nine. Okay. You watch. It's almost like watching the Discovery Channel as you see Tay just leap into the air and pounce onto this 10-foot tall stag and just bring it to the ground and rend it with his fangs. It buckles and you watch it. It comes to the ground. And you begin rending its flesh.
Yeah, so my mouth is on the back of its neck, and I want to sort of sprawl my hands out onto the side of its ribs and the top of its antlers, and sort of just burrow myself down into it and try to keep it in half mount.
Okay. As you do this, could you gain a point of genosis, please? All right. Okay, so let's go ahead, your turn, and then it's going to go to its turn.
So now he has him on the side. Correct?
Yeah, he is currently prone. It looks like it can't quite move.
Okay, so I'm gonna rear from the that hit that I took, kind of pray around, and I'm gonna go for its exposed. I'm assuming it's exposed chest because he's landing on the back. So I'm gonna try to go and kind of gore him that way.
So go ahead and do a. So why don't you go ahead and do a Dex and Brawl, and you're definitely for this is gonna be 5 and up. So.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oof.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
How much?
7.
7? Okay. You take a good chunk out of it as the two of you begin just rending this stag spirit, expecting some sort of visceral liquid or innards begin to spill out. That doesn't happen. You see light begin to bleed from this spirit. It almost looks like miniature stars coming out of its chest. Gain a point of genosis.
And I'm just trying to rip and tear.
Okay. Alright, rip and tear. As the two of you and Billy, as you come up to pounce, you notice something's starting to change about the stag. You see it's beginning to get smaller and smaller. At this point, the two of you feel and you fall to the ground and you're like scrambling to find the stag and it's just vanished. Give me perception and alertness.
And I have a -2 perception difficulty.
Yep. Difficulty is going to be set to 6.
1, 2, 3.
I got 3.
3?
2.
3, 2.
6, 7.
Oh, wow.
So 6 because I lost
6.
the last
Okay.
one. 6.
So, Billy, you're drawn back. You're really confused. You're starting to look around. You're not seeing this 10-foot stag anywhere. You, on the other hand, you begin to hone in, and even though you can't hear very well, your other senses make up for it. Your sense of smell and your eyesight you begin to look off into the distance, maybe about 20 feet from where the three of you are currently standing. You see this faint green light. As you focus in on it, you begin to see the stag reappear, but it's almost like it's a strobe light, but very slow, like pulsating, fading in and out of existence. You notice that it's somewhat limping, but it begins to shift into this almost a small green light, like a wisp, and it begins to fly off into the woods. But you get its scent. It smells like that sweet, serene smell when you bit into it, but a little bit more focused.
With that, I'm gonna like point and to them and be like, there, and I'm gonna start running towards.
I take off after him.
Same.
All right. As you notice, Danny almost like a hunting dog just kind of points towards the direction. You three of you begin to take off. As you charge into this wilderness, you back into the thick of it, surrounded by trees, brush. As you slam into different branches, you keep sight of it. Now you are currently leading the pack on this hunt. You have good eyesight on it. You see it's ducking and weaving, and now it has elevation. It's taking tight turns. It's rather difficult for the sum of you. Both, let's see here. Let's go ahead and do both Teddy and Billy. I want the two of you give me a dex and athletics, and then I'm going to do a stamina roll for you, so it's me stamina athletics. Billy and Theodore, you are going to, you're definitely going to be set to 8, and you're definitely 6 for stamina.
What's my difficulty?
It's, I believe I said 8.
8.
I got 0.
0. Just 2 for me. I had a botch in there, man.
Came close, but 0.
0.
0? Okay. At this point, you're getting to the point of the woods where it's getting really, really thick. Your war form and your Hisbo form, it's so large that you can't fit into the spaces that his lupus form can fit into. You begin ducking underneath. You come to a part of the woods that is not starting to match the rest of it.
Do I still have the scent?
You do. As the two of you stop, and you see as he disappears underneath some sort of bramble, you can still see the faint green light into the distance. So you either have to change your form to match Danny's, or you're going to completely lose the hunt entirely.
I'll change down into lupus.
Okay. Okay, go ahead and give me a stamina and primal urge. At this point, you've noticed that you still have sight, but you've lost your pack mates.
And stop any kind of. Assess the
We just need
situation.
1 success.
Yep, just
Yep.
I got 5.
5. Okay. Both you kind of shift down and you take off into the thicket.
Am I able to kind of follow it slowly without?
Yeah, so you're going to slow down, so
Yeah,
if
slow
they're
down.
trying to catch up. Yeah. And want to now go ahead and give me a dex and athletics roll. Set difficulty to this now is going to be just 5.
And as I'm waiting for them, I'm gonna try to see if I can get a lead on it. You know, that way I can if I can break in. You know, kind of like Space Invaders. You want to lead it.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
you're just trying to lead the spirit
Yeah.
and try to still somewhat coax it in a certain direction, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Why don't you let me resolve these rules really quick.
6.
Okay. 6?
6.
So the two of you, the second you change, you hit the dirt and you catch up. Go ahead and why don't you go ahead and give me a manipulation and athletics roll. I will set the difficulty of this to 4.
You said manipulation. What?
And athletics.
Athletics. 2.
2. Okay. It's getting a little hard. You are somewhat trying to box it in. Shortly after your companions have caught up with you. At this point, the two of you start to notice that Danny's trying to lead the spirit into a corner or somewhere where it can't get away.
Trying to box it in.
Well, I'll go ahead and split up and flank.
All right. As the three begin to split and flank, you notice that it finally whisks around a corner and you lose sight of it. You three pursue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
As you go around the corner and you all kind of duck underneath this brush, this thicket. It seems like long, almost yay round vines. Though they have these large thorns, they seem withered and dead, black, lifeless. As you snap through these brushes, you kind of feel the scratch and tear of these thorns as they snap off from these dead brambles. As you follow this whip around the corner, you come to a rather long, straight pathway. And you see briar almost wrapped in a circle. And it almost spirals. You know, it's black, just like the rest of the dead brush that you pass by. As you watch as this wisp circles and almost hypnotic as it starts to spin down this lane. You see it passes underneath some sort of archaic stone arch. And you watch it pass through and it disappears.
Are we able to kind of stay in the woods? You know, you said there's a large path. Can we kind of stay in the woods and get there?
So you are at the tree line right now. It's, I want you to imagine like a mess of briar and vines. You're coming from underneath it.
Oh, okay.
And now you come down to this long, it almost looks like a hallway, but it's natural. You see these woven briars that circulate down this path.
I'm going to start slowly walking down it.
Start moving down.
Very cautiously, yeah.
As my three wolves begin to slowly make their way down this snow-trodden path, why don't I get a perception and alertness roll from everybody? It is going to be a difficulty of 3.
Oh, wow. That is a 1. Perception and alertness.
5.
7.
7.
5.
Okay. So,
Actually, 4. Sorry.
as the three of you make your way down this pathway, behind you, a couple feet away, you notice that either it's Bard or another Guru has been following. You deciphered it's Bard. During the hunt, while you were in that meadow, that vast opening, in your passive perception, you noticed that Bard was standing off to the side, watching and observing. You see this wolf come up behind you. All right. Keep following it. It's behind you, boys.
Alright, we'll keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Okay. As the three of you begin to approach this rather large stone archway, the scent kind of stops. You can see on the other side of the archway, but the scent it's gone.
Sun's gone.
Does it smell differently here than it does anywhere else?
It smells about the same.
Should we be worried about the sun being gone?
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use Heightened Senses.
Sure.
This one, Genosis. And when I'm in lupus form or Hispo, it says that Heightened Senses is almost like precognitive. That's how strong it is.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and do a roll. And I'm listening, smelling. I'm just trying to get any sort of sense around me.
Okay.
Just doing that. Is there the archway that it went under? You said. Is there any kind of markings on it that
Okay.
stand out?
So let me resolve his roll, but good observation.
So that is going to be 1, 2, 3. That is I believe a 3.
3? Okay. As you begin to sniff and smell, and you close your eyes a bit and try to get some sort of sense and being of where you're at and what the hell this archway is doing here. Because it definitely looks very unnatural. You get this eerie, unnerving sense about it. You don't feel scared, but you feel unnerved. Like it doesn't belong here. You can give me an intelligence and an investigation roll. I will set the difficulty of this to 5.
2.
2. Okay. With that, you do notice markings. It's no language or anything you've seen before. If you would have to place it, if you've seen it, it kind of looks like something from like a video game. You've seen Billy play video games before, and it looks like something from a video game or something like that. Yeah.
What are these?
What?
I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Billy, this looks like something from World of Warcraft.
I'm gonna look around and see if Bard's still with us.
He's just kind of sitting down and somewhat tilting his head and just almost like he's just waiting for you to, the three of you to do something.
What are these markings?
They look quite strange. You guys don't play video games. I can't really tell you.
I'm gonna move my head forward, like Pat, try to pass the plane.
As you move your head forward and try to pass into the plane, it's very similar for when you step through the Umbra with Bard. It has that feeling as you just poke your head through it. Nothing really happens. You still kind of see down the pathway as it continues on.
I'm gonna move forward.
You gonna move forward? Okay. As you watch Teddy start to step through, and he's gone.
I'm gonna run in.
Okay.
I'll step through also.
Okay. As you do, I will need gnosis rolls from everybody. Give me a. It's gonna be a difficulty of 7.
No. 0.
You can spend a willpower if you want to get at least one success. 2.
What's the difficulty?
Is that? It's 7.
2 then.
2? 2? Yep.
I'll spend a little power to get one.
Alright. As you three pass through this archway, it has a similar feeling. You come to those red strands again. You begin to tear through it. Billy, for you, it's rather difficult. You almost get caught up as you do. The two of you notice he's caught in these red strands. He's stuck. You go to bite at them, and they finally give way and snap. But as you do, you see the reverberation go, and you see those red, long legs beginning to come towards you. Finally, the three of you break through, and it feels like your body slams into something wooden. Almost like you shoulder rush a door, and you break through into a carpeted hallway.
Dude, what is this?
So you kind of land and get your surroundings, and you notice that everything kind of looks civilized, modern. It looks man-made. The two of you kind of pile through, and you slam into Teddy. And
Does it look like the Umbra?
Watch where you're going.
So we didn't really know where we were going, to be honest. Where are we? This doesn't look like the Umbra where we just were.
it's the three of you gather yourself. You find yourself in a rather dim lit hallway. It does look modern. It looks like a Victorian house, a mansion. The sheer size of it it's crazy big. You start to look down the hallway. You notice a lot of the woodwork is some sort of either ebony or dark oak. You see ornate etchings into the walls. You see tapestry lining down the hallway. Could the three of you please give me either a perception and tell you what, you can either do a perception or intelligence plus investigation. Definitely this is going to be set to about we'll do a 4.
So you said a difficulty of 4?
Yep, 4.
That's rough. 1.
1? Okay.
3, 4, 5.
5? Oh,
You said difficulty 4?
wow.
This is my roll, too.
Same. And we are currently in a helmet form now. What form are we in?
You're still in your Lucas form.
7.
Oh, okay.
7?
7.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same.
So the two of you, Billy, you notice that the hallway is illuminated with what appears to be small candles that are hanging off the wall in some candelabras. Though the two of you, you've kind of gathered yourself a little bit more quickly than Billy, and you notice that these tapestries that are hanging from the walls, they're this deep purple color. They have some sort of avian creature that's spread out on it.
Does anyone recognize this symbol?
Is there a rule maybe for if it has any kind of meaning?
You can. It is going to be an intelligence and occult roll. Definitely this is 9.
I'll roll it anyway.
Alright.
Doesn't hurt.
I don't even have anything in occult, so I'm not even going to roll.
With the botch.
A botch. Okay.
3, actually.
3.
Wow.
Okay, so let me resolve this real quick. As you look at it closer, you've delved into medieval literature. You've even delved into some fables here and there. It almost looks like a heraldry. You get a closer inspection to one of these tapestries, you notice that it looks like a raven. It has very distinct features and colorings of a raven. And you get even closer to it, it actually has feathers from what looks like a black avian creature. You get closer inspection, you don't quite place where this heraldry is from, but it is just it's a plain, rather large raven spread across. It does have gold filigree that does line around this tapestry. It's very ornate, very. This looks like someone who has wealth. As you start to stare down this hallway, the two of you, you notice something's off. You feel like you're standing on a flat surface, but as you look down the hallway, it kind of does this, where it shifts and almost looks like a fun house as you look down it, as if there's some sort of slanted elevation to the hallway.
I don't like that. This place isn't good for 4 legs. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go into glabro form.
Okay.
I will follow suit, actually.
Could I get a rage roll from you?
Rage roll?
Yes, you're gonna roll your rage. Definitely this is going to be set to 4.
2.
2. Okay. You're rather confused. You actually begin to kind of growl and snarl at your companions. You lose sentience a bit. You too start to notice, and you shift also.
Yeah.
Which form are you going into?
I was going into Glabro with him.
Gabro?
Yeah.
Okay. So you two kind of shift into your somewhat mid-shift form before you hit to war form. You have fur protruding from your hands and your fingers, claws extended out. You have almost this kind of mutton chop look, large bushy eyebrows. You kind of have this caveman slant to your forehead. Your build is a little wider than it would usually be in your helmet form. You start to notice that Billy is starting to act like a feral wolf. He's starting to spin around. He looks confused and lost.
Hey! Snap out of it!
Bill, you need to get it together.
why don't the two of you can give me a charisma, and let's make this a... Give me a empathy roll.
Okay.
Set the difficulty of 6.
2. Just 2 for me.
2? Okay.
Five.
5? Okay. So, as you kind of begin to snarl and growl and snap at your companions, they quickly snap you out of it. You kind of come back and almost you were in a daze.
You don't want to fail in front of Bard. Keep your wits. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I see that they transform. They would follow suit too.
Yep.
Where are we gonna go now?
The only way is through. I think that's the way we need to go.
Alright,
I transform.
let's go.
Alright. We're gonna start walking down the hallway.
As the three of you begin to, and you shift in the same form.
Mhm.
Okay. As you start to walk down this hallway, you start to notice that the candles are moving.
Are not moving?
They're moving.
Also, like,
It looks kind of like they're waving back and forth. Maybe this is some sort of the Umbra that you're not quite aware about. Are you going up to one?
Touch the candle.
Okay. As you go to touch the candle, it almost feels like you're hitting jello. It kind of bounces.
don't do that again.
See as it kind of, it almost shifts around like a muck as it looks at you with these two sunken in black eyes that's filled with these small flames. Right on top is a lot larger flame.
What the fuck? This thing's alive!
I think we need to just get through here.
You know, it's on the other stand. It's there's 2 candles per holder, and the other one kind of shifts around. And then you see these small, diminutive, glob-like white arms come out.
This is a monk ass right here.
I don't even know what that means.
You see it, they kind of turn to each other and they begin talking to each other.
Hey! Shut up!
And it throws a bit of wax onto your face.
Oh.
Are these spirits? Because if they are, then I should be able to understand them.
Was that?
If they're spirits, I should be able to understand them.
You can't understand a word they're saying.
Oh. That will turn around. Is Bard here?
Is Bard there? You look down the hallway at the door you came out of and you don't see Bard.
I think we just need to get going.
No! Was that an attack?
Did it hurt?
No, I guess not.
I'm gonna take my hand and swat it.
Okay, as you... You see its friend kind of laying across the wall. It's smeared. It's...
The one with its arms up, like,
Another word and I'll do that to you too.
You see it begins to turn around and it turns into like a normal candle.
That's what I thought. Just gotta show him a little bit of respect.
I honestly don't think that was respect. I think you kind of hurt him a little bit.
We're made of wax, oh.
I mean, it's hard to say, but I think we just need to get
Did it bleed?
See that?
I mean,
it slid to the floor. Is now.
You made her cry. Why'd you do that?
I'm gonna walk over to it. You don't throw hot wax in people's face. I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up. I'm gonna pick it up.
Okay, you gotta pick it up.
Move back over and put it on its little candle holder.
Just let it go. You hit it. It deserves this. Give it this.
I'm not wasting my night on this. I'm walking forward.
Let's walk. Let's walk.
Alright.
So as we're walking, are there more like tapestries?
You do notice they line the walls every couple of feet. They match the opposing wall. As you go, there are more of these strange candle-like creatures that illuminate this hallway. As you start to walk down this funhouse hallway, It does do this kind of slanted effect where it looks like you're starting to start walking onto the wall, but as you get further and further, it begins to straighten out.
This is the oddest thing I've ever been in.
This is really weird.
You gonna be okay? You look like you're about to
Fine.
vomit.
No, I'm fine.
Billy, what is this? Do you know?
I have no idea.
So, I'm right. Houses aren't supposed to.
No, not usually.
Alright. Good. Good, that's good. I think.
Can I get a perception and a... Actually, give me wits and alertness. I need wits and alertness. Difficulty is going to be set to 6.
That's a 0, champ.
0.
4.
4.
Got a 4.
I also got 4.
4. Okay. The two of you hear something coming up behind you. You were kind of put off with all this.
If it was hearing, then my heightened senses would have picked it up then.
Yep, okay. You hear something approaching. The two of you snap behind real quick, though, and you see that Bard is coming up behind you. Hey, what the fuck are you boys doing? Where the fuck are we?
We went through. We're just following the thing.
You told us to go here.
Yeah, dude, kind of.
Kind of.
Fuck is this place?
I don't know. The candle back there spit on me. I punched it. It started crying.
Alright.
You notice he's in his helmet form.
Okay,
He begins to shift and change, and he goes back to his war form.
alright, okay. I don't know what to do here. I don't quite understand.
As he's caught up with you, you've noticed to your right, the wall stops. It appears it breaks into a rather large room. The archway or doorway, it's about a good 10 feet wide. You hear the clanking of what sounds like plates, the shifting of utensils. Can I get a dex and let's go ahead and get a stealth roll from y'all. Definitely be set to 3. 3. 4. 4.
Thank God for those 10s.
5.
5. Okay. You hear there's movement on the other side of this wall. The 3 of you were just stopped right before you reached to this entrance. And you notice that Bard kind of gets low. He actually starts to shift down to his Galbro form to match the 3 of you, and he kind of peeks around the corner.
That's...
What do you see?
I haven't seen them in a while. If you're a Korax, they look like Koraxes, but
What the fuck is a Korax?
Do you look?
Yeah.
Who all looks around the corner?
How to peek over.
If there's room to, I will.
Okay. As you look around the corner, you see this rather large dining hall. On the walls are more of these tapestries. There's these large, arcing, plain glass windows that are on the outside of these walls. Shifting around in this room, you see these rather large-looking avian creatures. They look like ravens. They look were. They look like Pharaoh. As you see them shambling around, they're dressed in these long robes. They look tattered and they look worn. Some of them have green eyes or these large boils that are pussing with this green pus. Some of their beaks seemed almost somewhat cracked or near shattered. As they shift around and set these plates, and it appears that they're preparing some sort of large feast for somebody or something. There's several of these creatures. You count maybe about 6 of them, and they're about the size of you, if not larger.
Billy, these are those things that I think I know what these are. Those are that movie you gave me, about with the puppets and the crystal.
Dark crystal.
Yes, these are those things from Dark Crystal.
You notice one kind of peeks over towards you as it looks. You see it squints as it looks towards the doorway.
I'm gonna look towards Bard.
Bart, are these things dangerous?
I haven't seen one in a while. These don't look right.
Would I, given my backstory with my grandfather, would I know what they actually look like?
You've gotten a description of them. These don't look right. These kind of look like black spiral dancers a bit.
I don't know if we should go in there.
Why?
I've only gotten descriptions of them before, but they kind of look like black spiral dancers.
What?
They don't
Oh,
look
they're
right.
black spiral dancers. Let's go shred them to pieces.
Hey, no. Now, one, there's a lot more of them than there is us, so this is supposed to be a hunting that position to catch a spirit. I don't want you boys getting killed or anything, especially on my watch.
I need perception and alertness now. Definitely this is going to be set to 6.
Is it sensory?
It is sensory, yes.
Is that 6?
Yep.
3.
3.
So 3.
3.
Had 4, but not natural.
6.
6. Okay. You hear this. It's really loud for you. You hear the flapping of several, if not hundreds, of wings. It's almost like a flock of birds just broke into a small room. And you hear it off in the distance. As you look, you notice that down the hallway, to the left-hand side, there's a very similar opening. It appears it leads into another room. It's immense. You hear this also. It's a little faint for you too, but it's loud and clear.
Fluttering. Birds, lots of them.
County or something.
Maybe there's a way. Maybe they came from the outside. Let's go see it.
Alright, I need stealth rolls from everybody. Dex and stealth. Difficulty for this is now going to be 5.
F natural.
6.
3.
You said 5?
Yeah.
2.
6.
2. Okay. So, as the 3 of you begin to push behind Bard, you notice he comes up to another doorway and he kind of leans over. He starts to peer in. Who all would like to join him?
I'll join.
I'll join.
Join? Okay.
Well, I'll join.
So, as the 3 begin to look over, you look up and you see hundreds, if not maybe near 1,000 ravens circulating this rather large, it looks like a throne room. The masonry work, it's rather large, ornate, very polished. The stonework is black though. Those tapestries, there's 2 of them. Those heraldries hang side by this large black onyx stone throne. You notice at the center of the throne, it almost comes into several spikes. The center of it kind of spirals up a bit, and on top of it, you see a purple gem. As you see these birds begin kind of circulating above this throne room, they begin to come down and they begin to cyclone and come down, and they come to form into some sort of humanoid form. And you see this elegant, well-dressed female figure begin to materialize. She has this very voluptuous form. These black feathers come up to the top of her dress and they drape down. They almost kind of drag on the floor as she begins to take a seat upon this throne. Can I get a perception roll And why don't we go ahead and do this to perception and an investigation. Set definitely of this is going to be 3.
3.
As soon as she comes into form, I'm gonna go.
I don't remember her in Dark Crystal.
6.
I don't think I ever seen that movie, to be honest.
You said difficulty is 6
No,
or
it's
3. Oh, okay.
So 6, 3.
6.
9.
9, okay. Alright. Danny, and how much you got? 3 again? 3, okay. You notice that she looks human? Maybe she's in a hominid form, possibly. If these things are aware, maybe this is what they look like. You notice that she takes a seat. The two of you, right off the bat, you hone in what puts you back and kind of draws you back into the shadows a bit. You see her eyes are this bright purple. You notice her hair is this kind of dark brown color. It's done up in a bun, and she takes a seat. You hear the shambling of these creatures coming forward, and as they kind of squawk and they come. Yes, what is it? Found this optimal box, mistress. What is it now? What did Moloch send me? Well, Moloch is no more. Okay, so what did you find? You see these rather large avian creatures. They are standing around something or somebody. You see a individual that's put down onto their knees and they're kind of clinging to life as they're kind of trying to gather their surroundings. And you see a smile come across her face as she begins to stand up and step down these stairs. That is a sight for sore eyes. It's been a while. Hello? So you kind of come down into the crowd of these avian creatures, and she seems that she's crouching down. You don't seem all there. Send him off to detention. I'll deal with him later. You know, these avian creatures pick up whoever this individual is.
I want to get a real good look at him.
Go ahead and give me a. Let's go ahead and do perception.
I'm using my wolf eyes.
Perception and alertness. Difficulty is going to be pretty high. It's gonna be 7.
I'm gonna. 4 from me. I'm getting a real good look at him.
5.
So 5.
4.
4.
Yep.
3.
3. The 3 of you do get a good glimpse at this individual. He has this dark skin complexion. He's wearing very modern attire. He looks very hipsterish. The one thing that's kind of odd, he has a sword. You know this to be a katana. It looks like some sort of cosplay piece because it looks very outlandish.
I'm gonna, as they're taking it away, I'm gonna put my hand on Bard.
Bard, he's a warrior.
I think he's a cosplayer.
Oh shit.
What?
What's he doing here? That's not good.
Okay, somebody needs to fill me in.
All right,
Let's
happening?
cosplay, first of all.
He dresses up as different characters to go to conventions.
That sounds
Quiet.
Continue.
Second of all, Bard, why are you acting weird?
Well, that is a friend of a friend, and
Is he the one that gave you the ring?
no. Well, no. He's a friend of that friend.
So warriors.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
See,
We need to save this warrior then.
Is he a great warrior?
He's not. He thinks he is, but
So he's in training.
Kinda. I think he passed his classes. I'm not quite too sure.
Classes. I would like to take these warrior classes.
No, you would not. They are not particularly catered to our kind.
Oh,
We're already taking classes.
Okay, all right. We need to get out of here.
Who's there?
freeze.
Hello? You hear the sound of what sounds like high heels hitting against stonework. Go see who that is. You hear several footsteps beginning to come around the corner. And you hear that sound of thousands of wings coming up into the sky. You see as this black mass begin to come towards the doorway, and these Coraxes, as they start to shamble, you notice that they reach into the ropes and they pull out these long daggers as they start to limp towards the entryway.
Alright, boys, we gotta go. I don't know where the fuck we are, but it's not supposed to be here.
I'm kind of agreeing with Bart over here.
Let's get out of here.
Okay, I need... Go ahead and give me Dex and Athletics. Difficulty's gonna be set to 6.
Dose, my friend.
The amount of 10s that I have rolled tonight. 3 10s.
What was the difficulty?
6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
The wrong porn for Remy.
That's an 8.
I got 2.
I got 1.
Alright. As a lot of you begin to run, you notice that these ravens slam into the wall. They almost bleed into the room and fill it completely. You look back and you just see just wings and just darkness. Those Coraxes break around the corner and they begin running and sprinting. They shed their robes and you see their full form. These long angular limbs they do look like wings, but they're gripping these long daggers as they begin running towards you. They're a lot faster than they actually look. Now that they are in a full sprint, you see their long avian-like legs, their pronged talons that digs into the carpet, and you watch as these several hundred ravens begin to come towards you like it's some sort of tsunami or giant tidal wave. You watch Bard as he's trying to and it's like he's trying to claw at just the air.
What's wrong?
Trying to get us out of here.
You start to see in the distance. Can I get a Genosis roll from everybody? I set the difficulty to 8.
For me.
Oh, I rolled an 8 and a 10.
1, 2, 3. 3.
Okay. As the 4 of you begin to run, you kind of in unison. You look to the left and right of you, and you all see that you're all trying to focus and break through. And all of a sudden, you all snap, and you find yourself in a different setting. You begin to peer around, you look around, and you see nothing but empathy and desolation. Nothing but black ichor on the ground. It looks like an oil slick.
Where are we? Where are we?
This place looks worm-touched.
I'm gonna transform into war form.
Okay.
Right.
Go ahead and give me rolls if that is what you all would like
And,
to do.
Yep, and I'm doing that as well. 4.
Success.
6. Or actually, 5.
Okay.
5.
Alright. You all begin to shift into your war form. As you do, it looks like you're in some sort of landfill. You see mounds of trash and debris, but on top of this you see pus, this black ichor that envelops the area. You see green gases release into the air. It almost illuminates the surrounding. It has this green hue to it.
This place is putrid.
Alright, boys. This is bad country right now.
As you look ahead, you see that green light, that stag. It looks, as you see it pulsate, it almost flickers in and out. As you hone in on it, you see it as it materializes, and it looks like an animal that's stuck in an oil slick. It tries to, and you start to see this almost venom-like symbiote, kind of black ichor that begins to bleed up its chest. And you watch as a black tendril kind of snap back and dig into its nostril and burrow through. You watch as it peeks out of its eyelid and begins to envelop this creature.
Oh, that's not good.
We need to get away from that.
So you begin to watch as this creature begins to... The stab begins to change and morph. You watch as its head splits off into two. It almost folds in half as you watch as it kind of sits there and it looks teared out the center of it. You see this almost tortoise-like head bleed out of it, flesh-like. It snaps back and forth. It has vicious fangs that bleeds this green ichor. It's completely changed. You notice its fur begins to molt off and it turns black. And you watch its tentacles break out from it and it bleeds onto the ground. Now, can I get a... We're gonna do wits and alertness. Can you three give me rolls?
Difficult.
Definitely 6, and just let me know the amount of successes you get.
0.
Ooh, look at this hacker over here.
So 6, 7. I got 7.
Okay.
3.
3. Okay. Let me roll real quick. Okay. Alright, it is going to go Danny, Bard, Billy, and then you're going to go last. And then it's Creature. So go ahead and this worm touch spirit has now appeared in front of you. It's starting to lash out. It's looking like the tentacles are starting to bring through this ooze laid trash heap and is starting to circulate towards you. So it is your turn.
I'm gonna charge at it.
Okay, you're gonna charge at it?
Yeah.
Are you gonna try to tackle it, or are you gonna try to maul and rend it, or what are you trying to do?
Maul and rend.
Maul and rend? Okay. Give me strength and brawl then.
6, correct?
Yep, definitely it's gonna be 6.
Alright, I got 2.
2? Alright. Okay. Can you now give me a... I'm going to need a strength and athletics from you now. So difficulty this is going to be 6. I need you to beat... I need 3 successes from you, at the very least.
2, 3.
Okay.
On the dot.
Tie goes my player. As you go to maul and rend, you start to get in the middle of these tentacles, and they're everywhere on you. You start to dug and weave. You miss every hit, and it appears it's trying to take that opportunity to grapple you. But luckily, you are quick enough that you've dodged all these tentacles. Now, the 3 of you, including Bard, and you see that he's now currently enveloped by this creature. He's not grappled, but he's not in a good spot right now. All right. Billy, it is your turn.
I'm also going to rend and tear at it.
Okay. Strength and brawl.
Really should have put something in brawl.
Definitely is going to be 6 for combat.
Is what?
6.
Oh. 2.
Okay. I'm also going to need a similar roll of what Danny had to do. Go ahead and give me strength and athletics. Need 3 successes from you. Definitely is going to be 6.
It's much.
Okay. He went right into the fray with Danny as he tries to fend off these tentacles from Danny. He swipes and again misses every hit. Maybe you're just overwhelmed by the sheer number of tentacles. You watch as Billy gets enveloped by these tentacles and is raised into the air. It's going to go Bard's turn and then it's your turn. Cool. Okay. Bard jumps into the fray.
Oh my god.
He misses every hit, and as you watch as these tentacles come down and pick him off the ground. It's now your turn.
Help us get off Henry.
Is there any metal within his scrapyard, his junkyard?
There is. It looks like there is metal.
I'm gonna take my claws and I'm gonna grind them against the metal as I run towards this creature, sharpening my claws. I'll spend 1 rage for razor claws.
Alright.
That takes a full turn.
Okay. You watch as Teddy gets a full sprint. As he does, he finds some nearby washer and dryers as he drags his claws against it, sharpening the sickening sound of claw against metal. It's like nails on a chalkboard. You see sparks somewhat fly. You swat off that black ichor off to the side as you run in a rage towards this creature. It is now creature's turn. Strength and athletics, please. Definitely is going to be 6. Five. Okay. As you fight it, you notice it's trying to crush you. As you look closer at these tentacles, you notice as spikes begin to come out of it. And they start to come towards your throat. You actually take your claw and you break away from this creature and you land onto the ground. Okay. You notice Bard does the same too, and he drops to the ground. Top of the round.
Alright. So, am I kind of enveloped? So like
You're surrounded. It looks like there's just hundreds of tentacles by you.
I'm just gonna like try to grab into it and just.
Okay, you're gonna just try to grab and just tear a bunch of tentacles. Okay, give me strength and let's go either strength and athletics or strength and brawl, or it's the highest pool for you.
8, 9.
Jesus Christ. Sean said 9?
9, 10.
Yeah, a bunch of 10s.
Okay.
Took my parents, but you won't take me.
Okay. As you begin to just rend and tear at these tentacles, you've been snapping them off like they're twigs. You slice and you watch as Danny goes into a full rage as he's just eviscerating this stag creature. He actually breaks enough tentacles to where none of you are currently surrounded anymore. It's going to go to your turn, there, Billy. Or sorry, it's Bard then Billy.
Okay.
I got you roll real quick. You watch as Bard has regained himself, and he actually starts tearing into the side of the leg of this stag creature. He actually breaks it in as he watches it buckles. Alright, it is going to be your turn there, Billy.
Describe it for me one more time. The stag split in half.
Yes, so you watch as its head kind of split in half, and in the center of it, you watch as this long, pink flesh-like tortoise head come out, an elongated neck. It almost looks like some sort of twisted brontosaurus as it snaps back and forth, and that's what you currently see. You notice one of its legs is currently broken.
Is it much bigger than us?
Yeah, it's a lot bigger. It's
okay.
It was standing about 10 feet tall, and now it's about 20 feet tall.
Oh. Okay, can't do that then. Then I will go for the other leg.
You try to go for the other leg?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and give me strength and brawl.
Difficulty? 6.
6, yep.
4.
4, you say?
Yep.
You come up to its leg and you actually take your elbow and you break it in as you watch as the bones snap through. And it's now its rear end is now sitting into the ground. It's the only 2 legs that are currently there are its 2 front legs. You see as the other side of tentacles are starting to wreathe and come towards you and Bard and Danny. It is going to be Teddy's turn now.
I'm gonna start running in a circle strafe around the creature, and I want to leap onto its back, get behind its neck, and as soon as I land, I want to just go Berserker Fury and just start slicing until I hit bone.
Alright.
And I'm actually going to use the Merit Berserker and use Rage on this.
Okay.
The difficulty is reduced by 1 with Razor Claws, and I get 2 extra die for damage.
Okay. Alright, so your difficulty is going to be 5. So go ahead and give me strength and brawl. You said 2 extra damage. Wow. Wow. Okay.
Use that rage! Rage against the machine.
Rage against the worm.
I can't do that with this.
11.
How do you want to do it?
I had a feeling.
As I get to the top and I bring my claws, I want to start slicing in until the blood just starts splattering all over my fur. And then as soon as I get to the bone, I want to grab it and peel it out, pulling it like a spine, Mortal Kombat style, until it rips and breaks.
Alright, so you watch as Theodore gets on top and he begins to rend and tear with his claws. Just pure visceral, just obliteration to this creature. It is down to just like bloody pudding. As you watch, as he's just covered in muck and black goo, he finally gets to the core and center of this creature as he grabs it by the neck and begins to just pull it like it's some sort of rope. As you pull and you begin to, it goes limp.
As it lands and crashes, I want to grab the spine.
As the 3 of you begin to howl in victory, Bart. And you all are victorious.
That's for my family! That's for fucking with my packmates.
As the 3 of you howl in victory, you are still surrounded by the same eerie black ooze. This landfill, it looks like, is rather immense and large. You try to look past the mounds of trash and oil slicks and green fumes, and it goes on and on and on. and it is quiet.
What did you know?
Good job, boys.
That was a hunt. That was a fucking hunt!
I agree with you. I agree. I kind of enjoyed it.
Let's go home.
You notice he tears into the veil and starts to break through.
Come on, boys.
And he steps through.
I follow.
I follow as well.
As the three of you begin to step through with Bard, you come out to a landfill. You look around you and you see mountains of trash, waste, debris, everything from old washing machines to old plastic containers, wrappers, you name it. The stench is a bit overwhelming. As you begin to look around, you see the cityscape, you see Chicago, the lights illuminate into the distance. You see snow beginning to come out of the sky and blanket this already snow-covered landfill. The moon is directly above you, illuminating your surroundings. As you overlook Chicago and the night sky, you but look back down to where that creature is supposed to be, and you see nothing. All you see is nothing but waste and pollution.
Why do they not care, Bard?
I don't know, son. But
I don't think they know. I think that's the problem.
Some care, not enough of them.
you guys are point. There are some that care, but not enough.
Some people just need to listen. Me, Shelton. Todd.
I can say the same thing about our kind, though. Good job.
Thank you.
Let's head back. Drinks are on me.
My three group begin to turn their back on this rather desolate landfill and walk off into the distance. Moon high, spirits high with victory in their hearts. This is where I call the one shot for tonight. Good job, guys.
That's pretty dope. That was for first time playing Werewolf. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
It was really streamlined. I really appreciated that. It felt...
Yeah,
We didn't get too crazy into a lot of the other mechanics of it, like we didn't have any fetishes or anything like that, but and of course we're all rank 1, but that was still pretty fun. I'm really excited for W5 now.
Yeah,
very excited for W5.
I went W5. So this definitely was my first time delving all of our first times, I think, delving into Werewolf. I know a little bit about the lore, obviously, with CBN. So everything that's happened tonight is canonical. So all three Gru are now canonical characters within our World of Darkness here at Near Dark Studios. So if this is popular enough and y'all want us to do this again, we may continue this. And if that does happen, well, the three of you add 7 experience to your character sheets to spend how you'd like. Because I have a feeling even if the community doesn't want to come back to it, maybe we come back to it at our own time.
Yeah, because I had a lot of fun.
I had a lot of fun as team. There's definitely a lot of there's a lot of stuff you can do as a storyteller with Werewolf. So yeah, I'm super stoked for W5 to come out. The only thing I will say, I really hope they tone this down just a little bit, because 4 pages for a character.
Yeah, it's a
little much.
Yeah, it's 4.
Yeah, I think the brawling. Oh, so there's like a brawling chart here too. I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep. Expanded backgrounds, possessions. You know.
Battle scars.
Definitely should.
Yeah.
I
Gifts,
should definitely
rights,
invest a little
combat
bit
stuff.
into brawl.
It's a lot.
Werewolves brawl.
They do.
They do brawl.
They do be brawling.
So hopefully you all enjoyed our story tonight. I definitely had a lot of fun as team. If you have any questions about the Chronicle, anything along those lines, you can reach out to me through our Discord. If you're not part of our Discord, and I'm hopefully Rain's in the chat spouting those socials right now. Thank you to our moderators, both Rain and Cam. Definitely appreciate you. I appreciate everybody out in the community that came out tonight. I'm very excited to get back to the seat and storyteller for you all. I'm excited to bring Season 3 to you all, and hopefully you caught the teasers that were within this one-shot. So, or future Chronicle.
Yeah.
Who's to say if maybe we take a small break from Vampire, I might do a Werewolf Chronicle
That'd be fun.
in the future.
Do we have a date for season 3?
We'll say TV dated, just because just with the windstorm that came through here, obviously that kind of messed some stuff up with the scheduling. So I was literally in the middle of finishing up writing for Werewolf when my power went out, and I thought my computer was fried. So I'll announce the date on announcements in the Discord, and we'll make a Twitter post and we'll make socials for it. So, and we are working on some things cinematic wise for the Chronicles, so that's something to look forward to. But yeah, I want to say everybody here did a great job. Fantastic. I loved all the characters. I love the chemistry here. Does anybody else have anything else to add?
I don't think so.
If you guys have any questions about this or anything else that we do, ask it in the Discord or tomorrow. That is loud. Tomorrow we'll be back with our After Dark.
Yes.
You can ask us directly.
After Dark, yep. And I will try to be in the chat for that. If you have any questions there, I'll try to answer them. I won't be on super long. Typically, the After Darks don't go too long, so I can stay through the
Only a
whole
few
time.
hours.
Yeah, so... All right, I think that's it. Does the button work?
No, I'll have to take us out.
Okay, so... As always, Guru and Kinfolk, remember the best time to tell stories is whenever it's near dark.